not have a version of arcade with... Yeah, I do have a version of arcade with a different character. It's an older version. Yo, there's a race channel. That's better. So yeah, even though Punk wasn't feeling up to it tonight, I still messed around in Stardew Valley on my own a little bit. Got some progress in on my Joja character. That's right, I don't have bombs. I want to leave that way. The thing is, with Stardew Valley, there comes a point where you go from not having a whole lot to do on a daily basis in that game to having way too much to do on a daily basis. I just haven't gotten to that point yet with the Joja character. Really? I thought something up there was breakable. Maybe it's bombable. Come on, man. Oh boy. Cool. Regular shots hurt this guy? Oh yeah. This is making me wonder. Okay. It's like the Secret of Mana randomizer has been updated just a couple days ago. I don't have a link to what I think is the Chrono Trigger randomizer that the majority of people use. I, of course, have a link to Abyssinim's site. I don't think that his randomizer is the one that the majority of people use. I think that one's called, like, Jets of Time or something. Get out of here. Alright, back at it. Dude, this fucking headphone cord. It's gonna be the death of me. I can't Oh no, wait, I can get out of there because I just picked up power bombs, dummy. Where's that bonus spot? Thought it was on the bottom somewhere. Yo. I do not have enough supers for a quick kill. Go. Hey, wait a minute. Oh boy. This has the potential to end incredibly poorly. Okay. Speaking of something ending incredibly poorly, any Meridia room, except for this one, is pretty dangerous. I was about to say, until right now, they have decided to not give me any health pickups. This one? Yeah, okay. Do this room in reverse. Great, so I get a bunch of items right before I'm leaving the planet here. Yeah, just one more room. And it's Billy Mays. All right. There we go. Okay, so I do have a couple of randomizer ROMs. I feel like an idiot for still having this because it reminds me of the talk I had a while ago. I was just like, you know, I want to try out all these different ROM hacks and everything. It's like, I don't even know the difference between headered and unheadered ROMs, or how to turn one into the other. I do have a Chrono Trigger Devolution ROM on here, and it does have save data. But it doesn't look like the right save data. And by the right save data, I mean the one I was using to build up Chrono's stats to double star on everything, or at least as high as I can get them. So that's the one thing in this game I have not done, is I haven't gotten Chrono to max level on all of his stats. The reason why I would want to do that is to do solo Chrono Lavos fights. So that is something I enjoy doing. Give me money. Thank you. This doesn't look like it got randomized. That's one of the weird things with that one. I can't really tell because I don't remember exactly what gets messed with in that one. Oh well, not a big deal. Yo. Let me put some requests in. Yo, what's up, Firebat? Where was I in this? Oh goodness. Oh, now I know. Oh boy. Yeah, there's... So I went to the Jets of Time randomizer site, and I'm just gonna have to look at this some other time when I've got some more time. Still need to get... I think I need to get some newer screenshots for the various site if I want to do another tier list. Probably the one song from Final Fantasy VII that I've heard just as many times, if not more than, just the generic battle theme. So I have played through the beginning of FF7 a lot. Not hundreds of times, I'd probably just say dozens. Because once again, when I was younger and I had access to both games, Final Fantasy VII was not the one that captured my imagination and caught my attention. Chrono Cross was. Absolutely adore the soundtrack for Chrono Cross. But then someone just had to be stupid and try to shoehorn the Chrono Trigger characters into it somehow. It's like, dude, we're all fine with it being its own thing, trust me. Oh man, that's my gravity suit. Wait, no, it's not. It's one of the other suits. I think that's Varia. Yeah, it's Varia. I'm fine with that then. Anyways, be right back. All right. Change my Ronald to Donald. Got everything up and open that I need. Hey, it's all good, man. Thought that rainwave window was a little big. Let's just get that put in. Have fun. Oh, baby. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go! Good have, luck fun. Hmm. And at 4382. One of these days I'm gonna get a 44 again. It's a close one. I should have run out to the store earlier today. Yeah, didn't really have too much of a chance to do any new and exciting video gaming this past week. So I have been a little stuffed up, and that has on some nights it has made falling asleep a big challenge. Really, I should have just gone out and gotten like some NyQuil or something, but I don't know, man. I'm always like really fucking out of it the next day after I take NyQuil. Yeah, that's how it started with me. I just noticed that there was just a spot in the back of my throat that was feeling a little scratchy. But that was it. Like, I didn't feel stuffed up. And I mean, the only cough I have is because I've been smoking / vaping for years and years. So I guess I tend to not think of a cough as a sign that I might not be feeling well. Because I usually have a cough. There hasn't really been like any fever or achiness. So it was nothing serious, it's just a little stuffiness. But still, it's fucking irritating. But amidst all of that, I did still find enough energy to get another Skyrim character through the Daggerfall mod, which is always fun. And actually, the thing I noticed was this last time through, one of the more difficult dungeons in that mod is the dungeon of Castle Sentinel. Because you have to wander around and flip a whole bunch of levers to lower these gates that are in front of these doors. And normally when I'm playing through that mod, I either get lost or... Long story short, that dungeon is usually one that takes me the longest amount of time. What? Okay, I had enough speed to get under the first gate, but then I just stopped? Weird. But yeah, this last time through, I just absolutely breezed through that dungeon. It was kind of funny. It was like, oh wow, it's like I actually know what I'm doing in this hellhole. But one of the things I was curious about, because as I've shown on stream in past and talked about time and time again, the way that the Daggerfall mod ends is after you complete all those missions and you free the Mantella, that big-ass green gem that helps to control the Numidium. One of the characters tells you that, well, since time has broken, I can use my magic to send you to another time and another place. So you just, like, you open up an Elder Scroll, you get that goofy visual effect, and then you just wake up in the intro for Skyrim. effectively making all the events that just took place in the Daggerfall mod, you know, something that could just be written off as a dream of this character that's been on the back of this prison cart. And I like how that ties in. And since you get to go through character creation a second time, that means, yeah, you quite literally could have it be a dream of some completely different character. But one of the cool things is that since it's not actually a dream, you can bring a lot of items from your inventory, basically your entire inventory from the Daggerfall mod, into Skyrim. And one of the things I wanted to do this time around was find out which NPCs in the Daggerfall mod that I could kill and loot and take their stuff with me. You know, because there are some rather well-known characters from Elder Scrolls lore that are in Daggerfall. Trying to remember how many books that Queen Baronziah has written about her, and she's just a character in Daggerfall that you don't really interact with. But I wanted to see if I could knock her off and take that big dumb crown that she has. Unfortunately, like, all of the royal characters are flagged as essential. And that kind of sucks. I did find out that there's a court jester that you can kill and get the jester's outfit. Fuck. So normally you'd have to do the Thieves Guild stuff and kill Cicero. Not the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood. You have to do the Dark Brotherhood and then kill Cicero in order to get the Jester's outfit, and that's like the only place you can get it. Well, with the Daggerfall mod, there's a court jester. You can just take him right out. And his outfit actually has the same enchantments that Cicero's outfit does. Like with the boots being muffled so that you move silently. All that other good stuff. And there's also a character that has a slightly edited version of the Nightingale armor, but instead of it being all black, it's black with like red highlights, so it looks super edgy. And yeah, you get to just kill that dude, take his cool outfit so you don't have to buy it later on. Because there is another mod. It's the Daggerfall Merchant that puts a merchant in Markarth, all the way on the fucking left-hand side of the map. But he'll sell you an assortment of stuff from the Daggerfall mod. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a chest that is easily accessible through the floor, like the Khajiit traders in Dawnstar. So you either have to TCL to go into the ground to get access to his chest, or you just have to buy the stuff from him. But now that I know you can just kill that other character and take his outfit, I think the only stuff I'm going to end up buying from the Daggerfall Merchant anymore is just whatever spells I managed to not find in the mod. So the Daggerfall mod guarantees that you get at least 3 of the new spells. Like in the very first dungeon, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the 3 new spells, which are Mark and Recall and Levitate. And honestly, I think the Daggerfall mod has really spoiled me, because I don't really want to play Skyrim without Levitate. Like, it is just the dumbest thing in the world that Bethesda was like, oh, well, we don't want people to, you know, have their experience ruined by, you know, like cities being in different cells than the outside world or whatever. Oh my god, why can I not get this? Fucking god, dude. But yeah, Levitate, at least this version of it, yeah, it's kind of janky. And it doesn't really work as well as it does in actual Daggerfall, but oh my god, it is such a quality of life improvement for Skyrim. Mark and Recall, not so much. But that's because pretty much every single Skyrim dungeon, at the end of it, has a shortcut back to the beginning. It's one of the things that helps to make the dungeons in the Daggerfall mod feel so much different. Because there's no shortcut back to the beginning. Except maybe in Nulfaga's castle, but that was like that in Daggerfall, so... And maybe I need to do a little bit of research into the author of the Daggerfall mod and see if he's actually doing anything more with that mod. Because as it stands, you can play through basically the main quest of Daggerfall in Skyrim, which is great. It's one of my favorite storylines from an Elder Scrolls game. So even just being able to play through the main quest, you know, the 2 main storylines from Daggerfall is really nice. And yeah, obviously it's not as in-depth as actual Daggerfall, but I don't think any video game ever will be that in-depth ever again. Unless, like, some AAA studio makes, like, a 2D game. It's like if a AAA studio actually were to focus on gameplay mechanics instead of aesthetics. But I do wish that the Daggerfall mod was a bit more fleshed out. Because now that, again, now that that main part is done, and has been for a while, the only thing that's really missing from that mod is just a bit of polish. You know, give me some random NPCs walking around every once in a while. Maybe if there was some way for that skirmish mod, the war zones, if there was a way for that mod to put some random battles into the open world of Daggerfall, that might be kind of nice. You know, I'm not looking for entire additional quest lines. I'm not looking for guilds. You know, I'd kind of like some other buildings to go into. I'd like, you know, maybe some big full-size dungeons that haven't been truncated. Yeah, all of the dungeons from Daggerfall have been shortened down to basically just the path that you need to get to the end, according to some walkthrough somewhere. I don't know if it's on the UESP, but could be. I also need to watch Jeweler's video on the Daggerfall mod again, because he made a pretty comprehensive video on the mod. That's Jeweler, JWLAR. Last I heard, he was working on a script for a video where he was doing a retrospective on Diablo 1. And at the time, he said his script was about 9 hours long. And believe me, I'd be down for a 9-hour-long video on Diablo 1. Really become a fan of those multi-hour retrospective videos. That's all thanks to Patrician TV and his like 7-hour-long video on Morrowind. I think it was 7 hours long. Yeah, him and his buddy Private Sessions do good work on his big multi-hour retrospective and analysis videos. Why did it take so fucking long for my X Factor to show up? That was disappointing. We'll get to know that this run isn't doing fucking anything. What was that one retrospective video that I just recently watched? Ah, yes, it was from a guy named Fintrovert. And he has recently been taking a look at the System Shock games. The two originals and then the remake. And I gotta say, I am more intrigued by the remake than I thought I would be. I think I had access to System Shock 1 and 2 somehow. I forget. I think maybe through DOSBox? I don't think I have those files anymore. Sure enough, I go to check my Steam wishlist, and oh yeah, I've already got the System Shock remake on there. Good to know. I think it's actually currently on sale, too. At least it was when I checked. It was like 17 or 18 bucks. Hell yeah, let's go. Something actually went right. But yeah, getting more characters through the Daggerfall content in Skyrim, or through that mod, I should say, also gives me an excuse to go to the fantasy name generator. So I've been trying to give my characters more lore appropriate names. Whenever I'd play through as one of my other characters, it always kind of seemed off that they had a name that didn't really, like, fit in with the rest of the world. And I still don't fully understand a lot of the naming conventions that are at work in Skyrim. I think there's actually a book in the game that explains stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever found it. Yeah, just had the urge to see how quickly I could get through the Civil War quest line, and then see how quickly I could get through the main dragon quest line. And yeah, if you just do the dragon quest line first, there's stuff in the Civil War that... Wait a minute, I think I'm getting this backwards. If you do the Civil War quest line first, then there's stuff in the dragon quest line that you don't have to worry about. So one of my least favorite parts of Skyrim was when you have to bring the two sides of the Civil War together to negotiate a temporary peace. So I never really understood how it worked. Come to find out, it doesn't matter. See, that was the thing. When I first played Skyrim, I thought that so much more stuff mattered. Like, I thought that NPCs were, you know, paying attention. Oh no. These are dead husks. And then propped up by computer code. You have to really try, you really have to try to screw yourself over in Skyrim, and even then, the game really doesn't want you to screw yourself over. So, you know, great game to play when you really just want to turn your brain off. If you want to think about what you're doing during an adventure like that, just turn the clock back a little bit, back to Morrowind. Primarily because I'm not really a fan of Oblivion. I mean, I had fun with it, but if I would have put forth that much time and effort into actually playing Daggerfall, and not just the mod for it, then I probably would have really liked Daggerfall a whole hell of a lot more than I like Oblivion. Yeah, out of the Elder Scrolls games that I've sunk multiple hours into, Yeah, Oblivion's the one that's at the bottom of the list. Kind of like, okay, how much nonsense do I have to put up with in order to beat this game? In Morrowind, it's not a lot, surprisingly. You basically just need to make sure that your health is at a certain level. I think it's like 200 or 300 health that you need. I mean, there's a couple other things you have to do. There's some items that you have to get. But as long as you've got at least that much health, you can use one of the items that you need to use in order to beat the game. There's a bug in Morrowind. Surprise. Where instead of the game checking if you have a certain amount of health, it permanently deducts that amount of health from your character. Only thing is, it's not like an instant thing. So, I mean, if you've got hotkeys set up, like speedrunners do, then, you can just, like, swap the thing in and out of your hand before it actually can kill you. And then, yeah, in order to do the dragon storyline in Skyrim, you don't really need to do a whole lot. And yeah, you just follow those quests. You don't really need to do much of anything with the Civil War, because the Civil War is not the main storyline. I just need to find... Well, I either need to find someone that's done some mods that add, like, really long dungeons into Skyrim, or I need to find out how to make my own content for that game. Because I've had an idea or two. Like, I always thought that it'd be interesting to add a gold mine into Skyrim, since gold is a little scarce in that game. Gold ore, I should say. You end up with more gold coins in that game than you could probably ever spend in a reasonable manner. But there always comes a point in Skyrim where I need gold ore. Whether it's to make rings and necklaces for me to put my stupid enchantments on, or if I just want to get my smithing skill increased. You know, there's not just like one place in Skyrim where you can find a shit ton of gold ore. I mean, because of the very nature of that game, everything is so much smaller than it should be. And I mean, yeah, it is still one of the best-selling quote-unquote RPGs of all time. I use the air quotes because I am a traditionalist when it comes to RPGs. I believe that if the action element takes precedence over the role-playing, like it does in Bethesda games, then those are just games with RPG elements, as far as I'm personally concerned. I don't expect people to see eye to eye with that, though. I mean, look, just because your character levels up does not make it an RPG. Just because your character has stats doesn't make it an RPG. I'm in the floor. I mean, there's so many micro genres of video games that, you know, call it an action RPG and it's fine. But don't sit there and tell me that fucking Fallout 4 is a role-playing game. That is a fucking first-person shooter with RPG elements. Like, yeah, the first time I heard someone say that Fallout 4 was an RPG, I fucking laughed out loud. It was like, okay, someone doesn't really know what they're talking about, and this is fine. Because again, not everybody has to agree with all the micro genres that one can think of. Fuck, I listen to metal. So there are so many micro genres in that. There's a great video on the Suffocator's channel where he plays like all these different songs from all these different subgenres and so on and so forth from just the genre of metal. So there's so many little niche categories that you can file all this different stuff away in. And I like that. Because if I say, oh, I want to, you know, if I was on, like, what is it, Pandora? Or some other music service, like, okay, play some, you know, play some heavy metal. Well, I might not want to listen to everything that comes up if I say heavy metal. Now, if I were to be more specific, be like, okay, give me, you know, thrash metal. Or give me, like, melodic death metal. Or melodic black metal. It's a lot more accurate to what I'm looking for, but again, not everybody is necessarily going to be up on these terms. Or they'd be of the opinion that, oh, well, you know, if it's guitar driven and it sounds aggressive, then it's metal. I appreciate the fact that you can break this stuff down a bit more than that. It's mostly just with video games and music, though. You can kinda do it with movies, but I think once you start going into the micro genres of movies, you might have already missed the point. But then you also start running into like the really weird shit. Yeah, he's not dead yet. Probably is now. Quit swinging at me. Alright. Now that I've bullshitted my way through the majority of the game, let's get the tail end done up here. Ow. Woof. Yeah, I still think I need to make another character in Stardew Valley. And I need to think pretty seriously about which items I want the game to give me every time someone says my character's name. Because I think you can get away with the game giving you like either 4 or 5 items every time someone says your character's name. You just have to name your character a whole bunch of different item IDs. And the item IDs need to be in brackets. But the thing that I had forgotten, or the thing I didn't know, when I made my most recent character, was that you don't need spaces between the item IDs. So I could be giving myself 4 items instead of just 3. Especially if I was going to be doing another Joja character. Because the only thing those characters really need is money. And there's Firebat taken first with a 48.06 as I look over at chat. GG. my first character that I did that with, I get a star drop, a treasure chest, and a prismatic shard every time someone says that character's name. And then the Joja character gets a star drop, a prismatic shard, and a lava eel. As lava eels are the best non-legendary fish that you can have. Pretty sure they're worth the most on sale, and pretty sure that their roe is the most expensive as well. The items that you get from them in place of the roe are all pretty good as well. But I've had a dream where I just put a ridiculous number of things on a Stardew Valley map. Whether it was me filling up the main part of the farm on Ginger Island with beehives, or it's filling up the main part of the main farm with fish ponds. I just haven't yet gotten to the point where I've gotten carried away with Stardew Valley. One of these days I'd like to check out some creative mode mods for Stardew Valley. Maybe just like console commands or something, but I'd like to get carried away with that game. Yes. Like these guys are speedrunning this game instead of racing it. Again, though, I do not expect anybody to have the same mentality as me when it comes to races. There we go. But speaking of things I should have done earlier in the day, I was initially thinking about doing more work on that Duck game sprite sheet for Super Metroid. Basically, I just wanted to get the walk cycle implemented. But I didn't do that. I ended up watching stupid YouTube videos instead. And yeah, emphasis on stupid YouTube videos. Well, I guess the videos themselves weren't that stupid, but their subject matter sure as fuck was. And that would be old pro wrestling pay-per-views and obscure movies that even I think are way too fucking strange for their own good. Like, movies that are weird just for the sake of being weird. I can't really get behind that. Has too much of an air of, hey kids, let's put on a show. Oh, let's do this, and oh, let's do this. Wouldn't it be wacky if we did this? Stinks to high hell of a bunch of idiots sitting around a table trying to think of weird shit. Instead of the shit they're thinking of is just already weird. $58.06. That bad, huh? A full 10 minutes. I was bobbling around like an idiot during this run, so... I turned Screw Attack back on. I did not. Yeah, this... I don't think this run ever had a chance of being good. The negatives far outweighed the positives in this one. Do I save the animals even though nothing? Like, I'm not going to be able to cut the lawn. Ah, let's just go. Let's get this shit over with. Yeah, 1 hour 23. GG. It's remarkable how real the snowball effect is in this game. By comparison, an actually difficult game like Ninja Gaiden 2, that's not a snowball effect. That's an avalanche. You fuck up one tiny thing. Reset. You fucking dead, son. Ooh. Let's redraw that number. That 2 and the 3. Holy shit. So much better. The 3 was like all diagonal and pointy as all hell. Oh, I've made this window so small that I can't see the close button on this tab. There we go. Yeah, I wish I could keep a consistent pace in this game. But that comes with practice, and who the hell does that? My lower Norfair was over 7 minutes. My Turian was basically right at 7 minutes. Yeah, Kraid and Phantoon were just not having it on this run, so and they add time like a motherfucker. GG. Well, I didn't die. Air Force! And now... Oh, I should actually open up the the wagering thing in the chat bot. Wager on how many SRL points I'm about to lose. I'm probably only going to lose like 1 or 2. And if I only lose 1 or 2 points, then I'm not going to drop at all on the leaderboard. Oh. Can I unfuck that? There we go. Okay. Aye. Did I give myself new Mystic Quest ROMs? I think that's what these are. I don't know how new these are, though. Probably not very. Oh. File. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, I just lost 1 point. There we go. Okay. Good equipment. I don't... Oops. I don't really want to fight all these enemies just to check these 2 chests. Fighting these jerks should not be an issue. Let's try white. Oh yeah, there we go. Just do normal attacks and be fine here. Especially since they're both weak against that. Oh, you know what? Do I have... I think I do have... This looks like it's a randomizer file name. I was wondering if I had a ROM of the Earthbound Ancient Cave. I was really just curious to see where I was in that Mystic Quest ROM. Oh god, that is fucking bright. Now I'm curious about this. Oh god. Very fast. Okay, yeah. I even remember this one. So I've got Weird Al Yankovic as my main character, the Mad Duck, the photographer, and the batter from the RPG Maker game Off. And yeah, this is definitely Ancient Cave. Is there consistency? There is. Oh god, I do not know where to go from here, though. Can't do that. Oh god, yeah, and I don't know if this is progression or not. It's always a bad idea to try to pick one of those up right in the middle of it. Well, alright, dumbass. If I'm not gonna do this or that, then what the fuck am I gonna do for intermission? Rainwave is subtly offering a suggestion. A game that does not require that much brain power in order to play. Especially the randomized version. Oh, I don't know what any of these are. I wish I would actually put descriptive titles on some of these. Let's see, what are we gonna get? Oh good, just Raccoon Mario. Super don't have to think about what I'm doing. Probably just play this without looking at the TV. Whoops. There, you stupid star. Try that again. Haha. See, I'm trying to remember exactly what the flag is. I think it's like permanent Mario status. You can set it to pretty much whatever you want. Permanent Frog Mario is pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Done that a bunch. You'd think that permanent Hammer Brothers suit would be nice, but since I never really played around that much with the Hammer Brothers suit in this game, I am very unfamiliar with the trajectory of the hammers, the projectiles. That high arc that they go on, that doesn't go very far. Not used to that. And that's why I have the levels as hand tiles. So you can just skip those shits. It's not guaranteed. But I think it adds to the randomness. Adds yet another degree to the randomness, I should say. Because you're never sure. You're never sure what level you're gonna get, and you're never sure which levels in the world you're actually gonna have to play through. It's the way that I think a randomizer for a platformer should be. Yeah, I saw that. SRL just taking a point from someone else from some other race. Greetings, I know Kung Fu. Hmm. P-Speed? Where are you? P-Speed is a strange mechanic. So is spawn camping bloopers. Come on, damn it, get in there. I'm trying to remember if this randomizer is actually how I managed to beat Mario 3 for the first time. I think it is. Because I am shit at World 8. Damn it. One of the only ways you can die. And I have to try to get past these two levels again, and it's not going to happen. Oh boy. That's one of the other ways that you can die in this randomizer. The permanent Mario status is the big dumb fish. There's falling into lava, falling into pits, and the big dumb fish. Everything else just, like, hits you, but doesn't kill you. And we make up for it by getting all stars. So I am gonna have to go to that other level again anyways. That's Big World. I thought he was flashing. I thought the flashing bullet bills could turn around multiple times. Oops. Apparently it's just once. Do I have a hammer? I have a hammer. I don't need to do that, Fortress. I'll just go right to the castle. Oh, good. This is the World 1 airship. I was gonna try to get up onto that, up on top of the ceiling there, but I think I need my, I think I need those cannonballs to be in a slightly different pattern. But whatever. Hurry, cat jumped on my keyboard. Uh, I normally don't trust myself to do that. Because once again, pits are one of the only things that can kill you. And don't give Boom Boom a chance. More Big World. It's just gonna put me up on the top row? No, it puts me back here. I don't want to be back here. Didn't think I was high enough up to stomp on him, but whatever. This should put me at the castle. Yeah. But I need to do a fortress. It is the big thing with this. So you've got to do the fortresses. And you just never know which one you're going to get. Oh boy. I don't remember if Big Fish is in this level. I think she is normally. The sun? Pardon me, sir. I haven't seen that before. The sun just stopped, became something else. Okay, there he goes. What do you do when the sun stops? There we go. Oh, goody. Oop, not really. I don't find it worthwhile to swim under the ship in this. Just because you can just run past everything. Oh, damn it. I just had to do that, didn't I? I don't think there's a way for me to kill Mario in this level. Good aim, you fucking idiot. Can't make a one-tile jump. Oh, god damn it. I need to go back to the fucking beginning, don't I? Nope, okay. Shame that you can't give yourself the shoe as a permanent Mario status. The only reason I fought that stupid fucking Hammer Brothers was to get the bridges on the right cycle. And then I had to enter this level like a big dummy. Pretty sure this level's got a big old pit somewhere. Like right there. That's not a big one, but it does the job. Oh. I thought I had to cross a bridge. I'm an even bigger dummy than I thought. Get this fucking crap off my monitor. Yo, channel for the late race. I guess the other way you can die in this is if the time runs out. I guess that's still a thing. Bullet Bill. Some of the sprites in this are surprisingly temperamental. She changed me into a newt. But I got better. Oh, this world. That last jump on the donuts is not a fun one. And don't give Boom Boom a chance. Good. Just get me off this island. Oh boy, so it puts me on this one. Oh, good. Okay, I can just go right for it. I don't need to do that fortress. Definitely think this randomizer is good for getting practice on some of the levels. It's a bit like Route Rando for Super Metroid, because you never really know in that which room you're going to end up in. You just have to know what to do and be ready for anything, and I don't know why I didn't stomp him on that first hit. Also, sometimes the Koopa Kids will take more than 3 hits. Not sure why it's been giving me good luck in that respect. Back-to-back song references that I'm not familiar with. The fact that these levels aren't auto-scrollers anymore is kind of nice. Tanuki suit! Yep, you can make yourself permanently Tanuki Mario. That's basically the same as Raccoon Mario, so... The big difference is you can't be a customizable color. Or I guess I should say a selectable color. The color that I normally select for Mario in these is flashing. This is either like a very light gray, because it's darker than the white cloud that I'm standing in front of. But you can have like a really fast flashing color there instead, where it just cycles through a whole bunch of colors really fast, kind of like the Starman effect. And I was just about to say something about not having run into this fucking fortress yet. This fortress is the other reason I could never beat Mario 3 as a kid. Fucking hate this fortress. It's so confusing. And it's been a while since the last time I've played it, so I think I've already screwed it up. I don't think you're supposed to go that far. I think you're supposed to go in here. Yeah, this looks right. Not sure about the door that I just went in, though. Okay, no, I think that one's right, too. Yeah, because you hit this P-switch, and then you have to go into this door. There we go. Oh, fuck. Always get lost in that dungeon. Dungeon Fortress. Fortress Dungeon. Hammer Brothers. Where I am, there we go. Fish. Oh, hey. I got up high enough that I could actually go over that wall. One of the actual hand levels. Castle's open. Ooh. Thought I stayed crouched. There we go. Didn't need a big jump there. Gonna need him here. Oh, my guy is stuck. Wait, where did the airship land? Oh, it didn't land. It crashed. Okay. Unless I start getting really good luck with the levels, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to finish this up. I think I still have Cloud World, and I definitely still have World 8 left. And there's still fortresses to do in World 8. You can't just walk right up to Bowser's Castle. As nice as that would be. Because Bowser's Castle is not a challenge. This invisible wall sure is, though. Yeah, I should probably actually join this race. JPIO. Yep, that's how you spell. Dude, I'm getting really bad at finding keys on the keyboard. Oh, this fucking place. Yeah, I've got it set up for... I think the flag in the randomizer is frog-compatible jumps. Because normally that pipe is on the ceiling and you have to fly up to it. But if your permanent Mario status is frog, you can't fly up there, because you're a fucking frog. Yep. It should be the last world before it. Number 8, though. There we go. Well-timed fish. Isn't one of these a pipe I can go in? Yeah. Ah, yes. Have to pass over this level again? Okay, never mind. I don't think that's the way that works, but whatever. To do this fortress because I can't walk past it. One of the actual dangerous forts because of all the damn lava. My boy Roy. Really needs to get swapped over. I want to do the dance in this level, though.
Ah, yeah.
This is why I like having an auto fire button. I want to see where this pipe takes me. Yep. So I've got to... No. I'm going to say that airship might have finished up the walkway up to Bowser's Castle, but I've got like 2 minutes before I take my pre-race break. Now only 1. So yeah, let's get ready to get ready. Yeah, let's be the new guy. I don't think I've got the speed demos on his ROMs yet. I hit B. That's what happens when you hit B. Don't hit B. And I'll be right back. All right. Yo, and Toaster's in the race. Odds of me getting 3rd place just drastically went up. Oh, that's right. This is the robot named Fight from a robot named Fight. Anyways. Here we go. Good old NES Maniac Mansion soundtrack. It's got a couple good tracks on there. Race will begin. 3, 2, 1, go! It's not really a long enough straw. Oh, man. Cool. Fucking hell, dude. I can't spin jump. And then I'm getting hit by every fucking steam. Not even gonna bother. I didn't fucking see what it was anyways. It was shit, whatever it was. Yep. Yep, time was steam. Time was steam and one missed wall jump. And then the complete inability for the next, like, 3 jumps to fucking spin. Ugh. This does not bode well. As long as I cut the one, I'm happy with this. Ah, god damn it. As long as I don't have a jump button that wants to continuously stab me in the back and twist the blade. Arachnomorph. Neat. Does that mean I'm about to turn into a spider? Yes. That's kind of a cool morph ball, I'm not gonna lie. Explosive bolt. I'm not really the biggest fan of the newest custom sprites. But this one in Missing No, I do really like. Guess I haven't used the character from Celeste. Cool. Bullet just disappeared. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, like I told Ponk, I think it was last week, I never got into Celeste. It's a popular enough game. On one hand, I don't really feel like I need to play it. I kind of like playing games that not a lot of people have heard of. I like having to look for that stuff. And again, the other reason I didn't ever get into Celeste was because I was more intrigued by iconoclasts, which I swear it came out like right around the same time as Celeste. But I also remember people saying that there were things about iconoclasts that they didn't like. But it has been so long since then. Don't remember what any of that stuff might have been. I just think it's one of those points in time where retro games just kind of went down two different paths. Oh, cool. Where it's like, yeah, you've got the pixelated art style in Celeste, but you know, you've also got pixelated sprite work in Iconoclasts. It's just at a higher resolution. And games like Iconoclasts or Time Spinners or Owlboy, you know, they've still got that. Pretty sure Time Spinners is in the same group. You know, it's just a higher resolution of pixel art. But, you know, it's still 2D pixel art, and it still looks amazing. Owlboy in particular. And if Time Spinners is the game I'm thinking of, then yeah, it's another really good example. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the big chunky pixel art for a game like Celeste. But the artwork and art style is not why I never played that game. It's mostly because I do not like precision platformers. I had all the fun and frustration that I could ever want with that genre of game by playing Super Meat Boy fucking over 10 years ago. Never really been a huge fan of the intended game mechanic of just get good. Which, you know, surprise, surprise. That's why you haven't ever seen me play Dark Souls. I do not play video games looking for a challenge. Also, don't really like playing video games where all I end up doing is just wandering around looking for what I'm supposed to do. Which is why I've been thinking about when I finally get back to Disaster Report 4. I've been thinking about just having the walkthrough open and just go into that whenever I need it. Which I checked the walkthrough a couple days ago. I am not even at the halfway point of Disaster Report 4. I thought I was a bit closer to the end, because I thought it was going to be just about the same length as the other Disaster Report game I played. That wasn't called Disaster Report. Raw Danger. There we go. Yeah, I think I've maybe got another 5 sessions for Disaster Report 4. Unless I can get through the individual days quicker. That one went right up his nose. That also went up his nose. I don't even think his mouth was open yet. I looked down at my phone too late to see for sure. I'm now slightly more red than I used to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last thing that I did in Disaster Report 4 was that, like, Romeo and Juliet inspired side story. So yeah, going off of that, I think that's only like day 3 or 4. Then there's, like another 4 days after that, and then there's an epilogue. Not sure why I came in here. Probably because I'm talking and not paying too much attention to where I'm going. It's a trap that I fall into. Because, yeah, I think Disaster Report 4 takes place over the course of just 1 week. I think at my save point, I'm going into day 4. And I don't know if I have... I think I have DLC installed for that game. Like, I don't think I got like the complete edition or the Game of the Year edition or whatever. I don't think I got a version of the game that just has that stuff packed in. But yeah, there's at least another like 4 or 5 sessions in that game before I get to the end of it. And it really has just been kind of lack of time, lack of energy, and then motivations being elsewhere. And sometimes it's just been so uncomfortably warm in my apartment that I really don't feel like doing anything. Like, I'm just sitting here in my chair, sweat just dripping down my head. Speed show. And let me tell you, it's an absolute pain in the ass when you can't keep a drink with multiple ice cubes in it cold for the entire length of the drink. Unless I just sit there and guzzle that shit. Then it just ends up feeling like I've got a big wet brick in my stomach, which nobody wants. Spin jump, please. Fucking goddamn it. Come on. And unfortunately, the one game that I have been making bits and bobs of progress in, because it's an 18 plus game, I can't really stream it. I might stream it to Discord one of these days, just to be like, yeah, this is why I can't stream this on Twitch. Funnily enough, the 18 plus content is not the motivating factor for me playing that game. It's because the only way to make actual progress in that game is to literally play it every single day. It's how I've been able to unlock new and different characters. That's why I've been able to get upgrades for different characters, but it's enough of an RPG to entertain me just as that. And then, you know, the naked anime girls are basically just icing on the cake. And I don't consider Skyrim and Fallout 4 as games I make progress in, because I've already beaten them multiple times. Although I have run across a couple things in Skyrim somewhat recently that I either hadn't done before or I hadn't seen before. You know, like random characters out in the wilderness that I've never run into before. Or I do quests that I haven't done before. Like, there were a lot of the Daedric quests in Skyrim that I had just never done. A bunch of the Daedric items that I had just never gotten. Oh boy. Nice. The one in particular that I'm still, you know, needing to refer to walkthroughs for is the quest to get Sanguine's Rose. Because it says you're supposed to meet up with someone in one of the taverns and get into a drinking contest with them, but I have just not found that character. Then, you know, for all of my Skyrim characters, there eventually just comes a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go do the restoration glitch. I'm gonna go achieve immortality. The fact that there's an in-game way to achieve immortality is gotta be one of my favorite things. One of my favorite bug-related things in Skyrim. Is it's like, they just let you do that shit. Like I've heard some of the Bethesda guys say in the past, if it's something that would interfere with gameplay, that if it's like something that you have to do, or if there's something broken about something that you have to do, then that's something that they would fix. But if it's just something that you have to go out of your way to do, then they just leave that shit in. On one hand, I understand that attitude, because these are gigantic games. But man, just being able to achieve immortality after 30 minutes of messing around with enchanting. I feel like that kind of stuff makes up for the lack of the spell crafting system and how overpowered that could be. Especially the Morrowind spell crafting. The shit that Morrowind lets you get away with is pretty funny as well, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think unless I start cracking into my PS2 collection, I'm not really gonna put as much emphasis on beating games that are new to me as I have in the past. Then I think if I really feel strongly enough about playing through a certain video game, I need to just do it and not necessarily worry about streaming it. So honestly, I don't know. Like when I played through Zelda 1, I don't know if I would have finished that if I was playing it on stream and I broke it up into multiple parts. You know, I was motivated in that moment to play through the game. Not sure if that motivation would have carried through multiple days. And that was mostly because I was also watching a live stream of someone playing through Legend of Zelda for the first time. And I am not motivated to ever play the original Zelda ever again. I don't think I'm ever going to do second quest. I don't think I'm ever going to play a randomizer of it. Because don't get me wrong, the original Zelda is a lot of fun. But there are definitely parts of it that are most assuredly not fun. And again, it's that whole you just gotta get good mechanic. And maybe I just had like weird motivation for Zelda 2. But at the same time, I don't feel like Zelda 2 has as much bullshit in it as Zelda 1. It's just got a really awkward combat system. But once you get used to how you're supposed to fight in that game, and especially once you get downstab, Zelda 2 becomes pretty easy. It's funny because I definitely think it's easier than Zelda 1. Again, I've also played through Zelda 2. Oh, at least in the double digits number of times. Probably somewhere between 10 and 20 times. And most of those were New Game Plus playthroughs. Because that's how I like that game. Don't have to go through any of the towns. Well, yeah, I think you have to go through one town. Because you need someone to lower a bridge. Excuse me. Didn't get to the mute button in time. The real challenge of Zelda 2 New Game Plus just comes from how do I get through the dungeons? And, I mean, getting through the dungeons in Zelda 1 is also one of its biggest challenges, but for different reasons. Those are definitely more laid out like puzzles. A lot of it is you're trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. And when I was when I was playing Zelda 2 somewhat regularly, I think there were only a couple dungeons that I actually needed to look at maps for. I know I needed to look at a map for the final dungeon, but after a while... Well, actually, no. The only reason I needed to look at a map for that dungeon was because I had gone through all the other ones and there was no more room in my brain for memorizing things. That was a bug on my wall. And now my Wii remote has rolled in the chair. That needs to move. Let's just say I'm thankful that I wasn't sitting down with my full body weight. Otherwise, my voice may have gone up an octave or two. I think I'm pretty sure that another big reason why I liked Zelda 2 as much as I did was because of watching all the Feasel streams. Feasel, Bad Breaks. Trying to think if anybody else played a lot of Zelda 2 back in those days. I think it was just mostly those guys. It's definitely one of those learn the game by watching someone else play it. A lot like Super Metroid. Yeah, I don't know how many other old speed games there are out there that I'd be willing to learn through watching. Because, well, at least as far as the streamers I follow, not a lot of people are still playing NES and SNES stuff. It just means I should probably watch some of these tournaments and other assorted speed gaming races. But also the other thing is I've kind of done speedruns of just about everything that I personally want to. There's not too many other games out there that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I want to learn that game. I think I've kind of just moved on to the point where it's like I'd rather just try to play a game in order to beat it if it's a game that interests me. Like, well, Star Tropics is a good example. I'd like to be able to beat that game one of these days, but that fucking dungeon that I'm on right now just is giving me a hard no. And I think that's mostly because I'm not giving myself enough time to sit down and take that shit patiently. I did not even look at my power bomb count before I went through that door. I really should have, but I'm glad I didn't need to. I've mentioned it before, but it's probably been a while, but I do want to play through the NES game Shatterhand at some point, because that game is really cool, but it's also not very easy. So it'd probably be one that I would want to, like, save state my way through the first couple times. There's this other NES game that I got through, like, the entire game, but then I can't get past the final boss. I think it's Ninja Crusaders? It's either, like, the last stage or the last boss that I just cannot get past. Or could not, I guess. Maybe give that game another shot one of these days. Yep. And then for some of the other NES games that I thought about speedrunning at one point, it's like, well, it's a fucking shame that people that are actually really good at these games had to start streaming and speedrunning them. Would have turned to some of those for my Easy World record back in the day, but someone ended up beating me to it. Now, to be fair, the only game like that I'm actually a little disappointed by was Totally Rad. Which which, granted, it doesn't take very much to be really good at that game, but that was one of the first times that I ever like started going and taking notes on certain things and taking notes on like, okay, if I'm gonna, you know, get through this game on a regular basis, we need to like take notes on how to do it, so it's more likely that I will remember how to do that. And, you know, just finding out little things like the fire magic does different amounts of damage between the US and the Japanese version, or that certain bosses have different health amounts. Damn it, charge your gun, stupid. Dude, I'm letting go of these shots like fucking frames before they're fully charged, and it's pissing me off. Pick me up. And then, of course, I ended up learning way too much about panic. Kinda don't think that anyone should know as much about that game as I do. And I don't even think I should know as much about it as I do. Cool. Love these jumps. But, you know, a 5-hour dive into a game like Panic, you're gonna end up learning something. Either about the game or about yourself. And again, my least favorite thing about Panic is the fact that the game over screens count as gags. It's the idea that an all gags playthrough would be around 5 hours, if not more. That's too much. None of the other games in my speedrun list on the desktop page just below my stream feed, none of those other games are very long at all. I think a number of those are right around the 10-minute mark, or at least under the 20-minute mark. I know Link to the Past, Master Sword, I think that was around a half hour. Oh no, dude! My dreams of third place. They've come crashing down. And I still need to track down the latest route for the glitched any percent for NES Shadowgate. The route that I used for it was from someone's marathon run. So I know that run can be better, but I've also don't think I've ever actually played that game for time. Mostly because I have to read my notes for Shadowgate. 100% have to read my notes for that game. If I follow those notes to the absolute letter, then I can glitch that game to hell and back and beat it every single time. But can't really deviate. I'm pretty sure the most recent glitched any percent route is, if not significantly shorter, then it's at least, shorter. But a lot of those games have, for me, found their home in the little mini marathons that I do around Halloween time. I wish there was a way to speed up New Ghostbusters 2. I don't know of a way to do that. Except for just, killing all of the enemies faster. Since, well, it's kind of what you have to do in order to progress in the levels, is kill all the enemies. Oh, and that fucking apartment level is just so long. It's like the third level? And then it's like, oh shit, I've still got more to go after this. The museum level is definitely a pain in the ass as well. And the boss of that level is just the worst thing in the game. Final boss is a fucking cakewalk compared to that shithead. So if I'm remembering right, there's a safe spot for the final boss. I don't think there's a safe spot for the Ridley of that game, as it were. I remember at one point I was kind of intrigued by the Out of Bounds run for Luigi's Mansion. But that's mostly because Once again, I made it to the final boss in Luigi's Mansion, but I could never beat him. I don't know if I still have the memory card that data would have been on. And if I do, I don't know if I still have that data on the memory card. Okay, time to blow up a planet. Okay. I guess I'm not doing it on that attempt. What the fuck, man? It's what I did on, like, the second jump, and it just said no. I think I might have done my usual thing of not clearing a jump by, like, a pixel or two. Ugh. Feels like I need to pop my neck, but I can't do it without sending my headphones flying. Ugh. There we go. Oh, good. My drink is empty. Plus, I still have my copy of Kingsfield 2 US sitting on a small stack of games looking at me funny. Despite it probably being another one of those games where it's just like, no, you just have to get good. Kingsfield 2, after watching so many playthroughs of it, I'm surprised by how much is in that game. Really would have been nice if the Kingsfield games would have gotten like PS2 level remakes instead of, well, spiritual successors. Screw attack is on. Frame the saves! Kill the kills! Taste the rainbow! I didn't pre-type a .done. I also didn't do a .ton. And because I didn't do any of that shit, ended up with a time over 1 hour. Not happy about that. I'm gonna have to get a... real time when I'm making the highlight. I really don't want to mark down 2 times of over an hour. And again, lots of shit just did not want to go my way in this run. Yo, I got 10 points. And then Toaster got 3 points. Firebat, as usual, the only one to lose points here. Dang, man. Yo, I jumped up to number 29. I'm almost in the green again. The fact that there's only 2 people between me and Zost lets you know this is just about this is just about races. This is not about skill. Oh goodness.
Dear Force!
Get me out of here. Struggle percent. Just... I swear to God, I will mark down a 59-59 if that's what I see when I'm doing highlights, but... it is not going to do me any favors to have to look at 2 hour-plus times on this dumb little whiteboard for an entire week. But either way, I guess, technically, we did it. But we don't get a lot of we did it. Because I'm not happy with this performance. But I should have figured when I had the series that I did, and I was like already yawning, just mere moments into the run, Yeah. It's like, oh, this is gonna go fantastically. I can just tell. Done did it. That wraps things up for me tonight. This week, we send a special shout out to Ponk, who was not feeling well and was unable to make his way to the farm tonight. So we will be back next week with some more Stardew Valley. And of course, a big thank you to Insane Firebat and Nintoaster for hanging out tonight and doing some races. Even if I was shit, I still lived. Somehow. And for everybody else, thanks for stopping by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Ooh, I dropped 70 frames. When the hell did that happen? Anyways, have a good night. See ya!